Can you all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can all hear me now. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I hope you're all doing all right and everything. Uh, Long old week since the last Empire. Well, a few days anyway. Got home absolutely shagged and yeah, just didn't want to do anything at all. So yeah, thanks for coming along and putting up with this now. I hope you're all doing all right. So was really looking forward to the last event and was just so much fun. Got to site, got everything set up. We had a nice new, I borrowed a nice tent off of a friend. Got everything set up into a nice new layout, which was really good. And yeah, it was really really nice. Had fire going. It's just a nice one just to chill at. So got to time in on the Friday when the rest of the hall turned up, and it was nice. We expect from everyone else in my hall to turn up never on time. They are renowned for always being late to the point where people take bets on what sort of time they will turn up. So they got to us fairly late, and then they got everything set up. Um, and it was nice and chilled. It started off quite chilled, so it was good. Then, as soon as things started to happen, because our Thane is making a play for the throne, I have to say as well, all of this information is out of character. Please don't use any of this information in character, or I'll find an excuse to kill you in character. Don't need an excuse, we'll just do it. So our Thane is making a play for the throne, which is going to be hilarious. Then he had to go off and he had loads of meetings, which was nice because everyone else just chilled out. The hall meeting that we had planned to do never happened because everyone was just too busy. I got involved with the military stuff again, which was quite nice, to be honest. It was it was really chilled. It was just nice. Beating the shit out of stuff is a fantastic thing to do, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Especially in a LARP field, it's great. So we had that going on. So I got to get involved in leading a skirmish, and I had my unit and stuff like that too, which was good. Then then we had, what else happened? So much. It was such a busy event. Mac and Grim went off to a summer coven to do a ritual on them called Challenge the Iron Duke, which basically means you go to an Eternal, the big magicy types, and say, "Hey, you, better than you. Fuck you. I'm gonna go off and do this thing. Send me a challenge now, just so I can prove how amazing I am." So we're doing that. The only downside to it is that the people who did the ritual for us put an emphasis on the fact that we are the greatest lovers in the Empire. So everybody was expecting us to get a challenge to show that we are the greatest lovers in the Empire. So that was quite fun. Just want to check again. Is the audio all right on this? Is it? It was. Can people hear me okay? Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, so we were expecting a challenge to come back to say, we want you to find this big thing and best it in a fight and then marry it. Something like that. We don't know what we're getting. Well, we have a rough idea. Can hear you fine. Awesome. Cheers, John. So that's good. So we're going to have a wonderful. We've got to do an investigation, find a beastie probably, and then go off and smash its face in, which is going to be great fun to do. So that's Mac and Grimm's next event sorted. Then we had the Brass Coast being on Broken Wheel. So Broken Wheel is a festival where they it's essentially opposite day for them, and they do everything in a different way. So that was interesting to see them going around doing. They're being not prosperous. They were giving things away, and you're allowed to beat them up, and they won't report you essentially. And turns out, unless you're me, essentially what unvirtuous people would look like. Oh dear. Well, I proved I was worse than most of them, so that was great. So we had that going on. So Mac and Grimm obviously went off, and we do our own thing. We bump into as many people as humanly possible. So on the Friday night, it's more subdued, to be honest. You're out fairly late, and I had a great time because we had everyone around our fire for once, and we were able to just sit down, chill out, and that people had wonderful injuries where they had hurt their thumbs, so they could hardly do anything. In all fairness, they did come on a little bit of a skirmish, but they didn't do any of the they didn't monster, and they didn't do the big battle either. So that was great fun. Then, as we're having a few drinks and stuff like that. It's just lots of stories, people talking and getting to know each other, and that. I got to have a chat with a lady called Kisa from Ashton Hall. She really nice to talk to. So that was really good to meet new people. Always is. But the Friday night I found this time round was very subdued, and it was quite quiet. It was quite peaceful, which was good, which was nice. Then we had the Saturday, so we all went off monstering. I love to monster the big fights because you get away with a lot. You get to experience a different side of battle and stuff like that. I tend to find that the captains of units and that who do monster are just there to bark orders and stuff like that, and I don't like that aspect of it. And when I'm monstering, I want to get stuck in and have a bit of a fight. So I'll tend to just go off and do really stupid things in a fight, and it's great fun to do. Then came back from that and got to chat away to a number of people, which was good again because I always love to chat and things. So we did that, and then had a lovely little meeting with a member from another nation who came over to talk about. I'm losing it. I'm really losing it. They came over to talk about the election for the throne and things like that. So people were just really getting lost in that sort of game and the plot behind it all. So it's really good to see. So I was happily just sat there listening to all of that. Then there was an incident with IC theft, which was really funny to witness. I really enjoyed that. It was so much fun because everyone involved was just very nervous about what they were doing, and They stole so with Empire having this rule of if you want to steal things, you can steal things in character, but if a tent is zipped up, you're not allowed to unzip it. Essentially, if a box is closed, locked, you're not allowed to open it. But if things are left on the side, then you can just pick it up, and if you can get away with it, you get away with it. So Mac has stolen money before, where people have just been sat down chatting, and there's been like a crown left on the table, and Mac's just picked it up and put it in his pocket. Who cares about a crown? So he's done stuff like that. Then, but what happened is that there was a drawer that was open, and it had a few thrones in it, and someone took that money. That was all. Quite exciting because everyone was just looking around and laughing, and it was fun. So we had that, which was a good laugh. Then Mac and Grim went off to do their to try to see if they could get their supply of in-character drugs. So we went off to have a chat with the cartel that do it. They didn't have any, but they will have them sorted for the next season. Then people were suggesting that the egregore from the league had some and was involved in it, but it turned out that wasn't the case. So after all of that, we then just essentially buggered off back to Wintermark to sit down and take these drugs. We had such a laugh doing it. We were running up to Sigvald as usual and had a lovely little chat with him. I say a lovely little chat with him. We were pointed at him, we shouted a lot, and we hug everybody. We were saying we could see people glowing. Then they thought they could scare us away with a goose horn. So unfortunately they gave it to me, and it just had us in stitches. There was a little shaky egg and a goose horn. It was so much fun. I had such a laugh. It's just going up behind people and just giving a little toot on the horn in their ear. It got a lot of laughs from people. I had people coming up to me afterwards saying that it was just a laugh, which was good. Then we had a incident back at Hurst Hall where Grim picked up a couple of weapons that were just that someone had just left laying around. Even though this person knows that they shouldn't leave weapons just laying around, they did. So he picked up the weapons and went walking off around the toilet block, just swinging the weapons around. No harm to anyone. The person he picked up, who the weapons belonged to, took umbrage with this and ran off and beat the crap out of Grim and left him, his character bleeding out on the floor, so he was going to die. Some lovely chap from the Brass Coast came running over to have a little bit of an investigation, a little bit of a chat. Just wanted to see what was going on. Why is this person lying on the floor bleeding out? Why is this person just hitting? So he was stood there with his weapons drawn as if he was defending him. And unfortunately for him, that was when Mac looked up, and all he saw was his nearest and dearest lying on the floor with a man stood over him with weapons drawn. So Mac grabbed his weapons, sprinted over, and beat the shit out of this guy who was nothing to do with anything. So much fun was had. So really enjoyed that. Then Mac got beaten up as well. He got put down, and then other people came along and picked them both up, and that all got sorted out. Bit of an argument ensued, and everything got sorted out until the following day anyway, where Mac and Grimm were both arrested, even though they were both the innocent party. So the person in question got away with everything. Got away with absolutely everything, and it has made us chuckle. So that was good. That was probably one of my highlights. I did a mass goose whisper to go off to a college of the Calavesi, the Ravens Watch. So they had they got everybody off into the woods, and everybody did their thing. We're sort of walking around. It was all lit, like green lights, red lights, and they had a lot of NPCs stood in this clearing, in like a little palisade that was built, and and then everyone took the goose whisper, which is a drug that's meant to give you visions and things like that. So they were doing that. There was smoke machines going around, so it was all very, very smoky. It was all really cool. And then these people wearing masks sort of like made their way the out of the darkness, and started talking to people and giving them visions. And it was things like, "Oh, the dragons follow a cycle, so the cycle is on its way round again. So you have to find a way to break the cycle. They're just going to keep on doing this over and over again. History will repeat itself." Things like that. So very, very out there, I think that would be the best way to describe it. So we had that to do, which was quite interesting. I got shouted at by a dog. They gave us a lot of stuff to talk about with regards to the Thule, and which is one of the barbarian orc nations who are trying to, well, we're at peace with them at the moment, but I guess with all this vision stuff going on, the peace isn't going to last very long. So that's fine too. So we had all of that, which was really good. They'd obviously planned it all out, and it was fun to be a part of. Then we had on the Sunday, we had the Winter Mark and other nations. We had our big battle to go through, which was, needless to say, it was tough. Really, really tough. You can generally tell when you're monstering what your battle is going to be like, because you can see what's going on. You see how well they all fight together, and you see the numbers, and you generally can say, yeah, we're going to get rolled, or it's quite even. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be tough. Things like that. And after the monstering, where we got absolutely rolled, we knew on the Sunday, where we were fighting as our characters, it was going to be brutal. And it was. So my unit took the field and fought incredibly well. Very happy with everything. A lot of people moan in the combat about people going off and doing their own thing. You can't really. There are some people who enjoy being told what to do, but there are people who say, I've paid for this game, I paid for this event, I want to turn up and have a laugh. I don't want to just be shouted at. This isn't the military and blah, blah, blah. So where people did disobey orders that I was shouting out and things like that, I can't hold it against them, because they're obviously saying, I'm not having fun at the moment. I want to bugger off and do my own thing and have a laugh doing it. So that's fine. And they did. So that was all good for me. I was more than happy for people to do that. So we did our first initial charge, and we hit the line, and we hit it quite hard, and everyone was really pleased with themselves. I was more than happy. I got to beat the crap out of stuff. Yeah, great fun. Then, because it was one big line fight, and we were surrounded constantly, so they formed a big horseshoe, and we were stuck in the middle. So all the armies were stuck in that. We got to not do a great deal. So we were constantly going back and forth, back and forth. So whereas that's fine, it just meant that we weren't doing a lot of what my unit was made to do, which is to smash lines. So we were pretty much just there. Then, yeah, didn't lose anyone. Got to fight an ice giant as well. It stood a good 9 feet tall, I'd say. Its arms, well, its fists essentially were like 2 feet long, and were absolutely massive. And they got to be swung around by these people wearing these costumes, and they were awesome. Gave him a lot of abuse. I'd like to think I got off some very cutting remarks that he's going to remember, which was good. Then it everything sort of ended because there was a peace agreement made between the commanders and the Jotun, which were the orcs that we were fighting. So that was fine. But after all of that, we did that, and we left. There was one hall in Wintermark who, as soon as the peace treaty was made, they charged and they killed a lot of orcs and got left alone. Really, so that wasn't so good. That I think that got them into a little bit of trouble. So yeah, but it was fun. That was a lot of fun. I'd definitely recommend that more people should take the battlefield. So we had all of that, and then we left the battlefield and we went off, and that was where more plot kicked in. So a herald from an Eternal turned up to have a chat with Mac and Grim and give us a rough rundown on what we were meant to be doing. We had, so we're not expecting any more from that until the next event. Then we had more people coming around looking for materials, more information on things. And unfortunately, with an hour to go in the game, there was inspiration hit for a few people, and everyone went running off to try to get as much information as they could in the last hour. So conversations ahead with magic-y types, with egregores, with just anybody who might know anything. So that was interesting, and it's given people stuff to look into for the next event, which is going to be quite interesting. So I'm planning on writing a few in character letters for the next event, which will hopefully give other people stuff, to get involved in. I got to hang out with Ashenhall a lot, which was fantastic. Yeah, like everyone from Ashenhall, it's never a dull moment talking to them, getting threatened to be inquisited after getting beaten up. That was fun. Having people just come down and just sit down for 10 minutes, have a little chat, and it's always really good, because all I seem to do is go up to Ashenhall with Grim and just disturb everything that they do. So yeah, that's really, really good fun. But Ashenhall definitely do make the game worthwhile, especially for me. So have all of that, and then at the end of the game you get the stressful bit of packing everything up, putting everything away, loading up the car and everything. Just one big game of Tetris, which was good. And then you get home. So I've had a few days just to sit down, just take everything in, and then hopefully get more people involved in as much plot as I can, because that's what I like to do. So So yeah, so if you ever see me in the field and you want to get involved in anything, just tell me what you want to get involved in, because chances are I know someone involved in something like it, or I'm involved in something like it. So that's always good fun. This video is not going to be as long as I normally do, like an hour's chat and stuff like that, because it's only me talking for half an hour now. So it's like this is all I can really say. So yeah, I've had Lisa Curtis, who was in Ashen Hall. She's given me permission to use all of her photos. So I haven't used all of them. I've taken a load from her group. I'll put the link up on the screen because she's very, very talented. So you can see what the kit looks like and things like that. Yeah, just stuff, which is nice. But even now, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I would love to be back in that field. Weather was great. I can't think of anything. I haven't got any knots, to be honest. I think probably, and quite cheesy, the only knot from that entire weekend would be having to leave. So, yeah, got to meet some awesome people. Kisa, who I mentioned at the beginning, me and her sat down, Mac and her sat down and had a great chat about family and how dysfunctional our families were, which is good. Mac had his skein read for the second time, where they pretty much told him, you're not going to do anything great, but you are going to support others to greatness. And I was just like, well, fuck that noise. So that was good fun. Then, yeah, just trying to persuade others to get their skeins read, because it's just really, really good fun. Rocky, how you doing, mate? So yeah, just a really, really good event. Probably the best event I've had for a good while, to be honest. So I got to hang out with a lot of decent people. Got to get very, I didn't get very drunk. I just got nicely drunk on the Saturday, which is good. And I just hope that I've added to people's games and they've had a laugh. Looking at it all, really, and watching Mac and Grim make twats of themselves, essentially. I'm doing good, finally getting over my exhaustion. Yeah, that does seem to be the big thing at the moment after the event. There's a lot of people out there who are really, really suffering. I was pretty ill. And my back's been a bit twingy today, so I'm taking it easy. I love the role play I got with you, especially on the battlefield. See, I love the battlefield. The battlefield roleplay is so good. It is so much fun. You get to do a lot. You get to shout a lot, and it's like there was incidents with my old character where you're arguing with other generals, and you get to know them. So it's like I'm like physically grabbing them by their armor and shouting in their face, and then afterwards you sit down and have a drink, and you know everything's okay. But it was good. Yeah, telling you to stay with the healers was a bit of a mistake, from what I got told by a few people, Rocky. So I heard that you went off to do your own thing. I don't begrudge you that at all, mate. Everyone, when you're doing it all, you need to make sure you're having fun. So, and the photo that also pointed you out on the battlefield, being miles away from everything as well. So that was good too. But lots of good moments. Lots of really, really good moments this event. Yeah, whatever. Like, fuck. You went off to have a fight and that was fine. It didn't really matter. They did well. They had fun. Everyone seemed to have fun. That's all I wanted. So that's all I'd ever want. So when people would say, "Oh, I want to go. I want to do this in a fight," I would happily throw myself into a situation so they get to do that stuff in the battles. I mean, being on a battlefield where you've probably got around anywhere between 700 to 1,000 people on the field beating the shit out of each other is great. Really is such good fun. So I was just a bit disappointed I didn't get to kill one of the frost giants. Went out looking for people to drag back from the front to get healed. Uh huh. Okay. Well, if you did, great. If you didn't, great. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There was that thing. I knew you were repairing weapons. I knew you were doing a lot of that. But it was just fun. The thing was that we got in there and the unit seemed to just like separated all after the first charge because people went running off to get involved in other things. So thanks for giving me the chance to solo that massive strength of the ball ritual. Got me described as disgustingly powerful. I don't remember hearing the powerful bit. So, um, but yeah, no, it was good. I think we need to get it sorted before Sunday mornings in future. So just get everyone in the hall done, probably on a Saturday or something. Then it can be done properly, rather than rushing it on the Sunday morning. But no, it was good. It's fun. Rocky. I'm taking the piss, mate. Okay, I am only joking. What happens when you're out in the battlefield and stuff like that? A lot of stuff happens, and you do get separated. You do end up behind lines, whether you want to or not. So as long as you've had fun and you've got stuck in, that is literally all that matters. So that because really that is all I care about. So that's all good. So don't worry. And next time, hopefully, we'll get to smash into a few more things. And if the plot that I got involved in this time round and other people around me got involved in, then I'm hoping that there might be a few little conjunctions to go and rescue some artifacts and relics from the Thule and get some little skirmishes going on to go and get stuck into. Oh yeah, it was great. I felt a lot more confident on the field compared to E3 as well. Good, good. You only have to do it a cut battles once, twice, and then you get stuck in. And you'll grow in confidence every single time you do it. So, what do we do? Smash. Well, we're not orcs. Um, and I think Mac's phrasing is essentially, what do we do? Fuck it. So the amount of people I had come up to me and say, "You're the one who fucked the land shark." It's like, well, yeah, that was interesting. So, but yeah, hopefully then E1 next year if you're there, we'll get strength of the ball done quickly, get more people involved. I'm also going to get heavy armor for the next event. Yeah, if you can, mate. I'd probably recommend chain. To be honest, I think that's something that a lot of people um, is quite maligned and stuff like that. It is quite awkward to put on, but once it's on, It's very, very good, and it protects your sides as well. So whereas the plate that I wear covers the key points, but it doesn't offer the complete protection. So my top arms and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend plate. Other things for stuff like that would be, I'd recommend getting a shitload of herbs together and a storm crow of prosperity. I don't think you were very rich. But I'd recommend getting as many herbs as that you can together and going to find Yana from Hurst Hall, so she can make you potions and stuff like that, especially in like an iron blood and things, just to keep you going, pick yourself up, extra hits and things. So yeah, but stormcrows are needed. They're really, really good. So I mean, I did enjoy I liked having that healing blob there, being behind us to pick people up and generally come running and that. So, but I want to have more people who are going to run and get stuck in and charge a line with me. So, oh, look at that ugly bastard on screen. Fuck me. The Thane of Hendlehearth gives everyone stuff, thankfully. Yeah, that's fine, but it's always worth having more, because you can't just rely on one person to go out and get it all. So, but yeah, you generally are looking at this. But we're lucky we've got apothecary extraordinaire, so with Yana, because she knows pretty much everything, and she's in the apothecary guild and stuff like that. What's wrong with my potions? Wow. So if you do want to fight a duel next event and that, and I think, yeah, that would be fun. Criticising potions. I did get to... yeah, oh yeah, it was definitely cheating. Monsters are told not to loot. Everyone gets told not to loot. Hopefully, because I saw all of that, I'm hoping that if you email off to PD, they'll apologise, and then in your next pack, you will find that they've replaced the 2 sovereign specifics. But in all honesty, mate, sovereign specifics are not the greatest thing in the world. I mean, you've got you can get like 3 or 4 potions which will do all of the same thing if you take all of them, and they all work out cheaper, and they don't take Ilium. Oh no, it doesn't take Ilium anymore, does it? But yeah, so hopefully PD will repair it all for you. 3 potions. Well, yeah, I mean, if someone else wants to waste their money, then yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm quite lucky with mine. I don't go through all of mine, but my secret is to say I've gone through all of mine and get more and more and more. But I think this event, Yana cottoned on to that, so I only get the same sort of standard stuff as everyone else. But I normally have Grim with me, who it can do like swift hit, you can do quick heal and things like that. So you're immediately back up to full, and and you can get stuck in again. So yeah, it's good, very, very good. But I'm very glad that you had a good time though, mate. No, the thing is, let's just get them all alive. Well done for him. We have a similar thing. We have 3 traders in the hall who go off and they come back with shitloads of stuff. So we're all sorted that way. But yeah, it's not as if I'm gonna get knocked down anytime. Well, I'm not gonna get killed anytime soon. Anyway, hopefully, touch wood. So. But yeah, next time I'm hoping to do more skirmishes. I want to do more skirmishes, and I want to do more. I just want to do more. to be honest, and I want to get more people involved in things. So, yeah. Oh look, Alfred the Red doesn't find people, just kills them. Actually, going to make artisan's oil this time. Yeah, artisan's oil. I mean, everyone has it. All artisans get like 8 of it every event, so there's loads of it going around. And that, so we'll have that. Oh yeah, Goose Whisper Party. Mac and Grim next season at E1 are going to be hosting a Calavesi. Well, not even just Calavesi. They're going to be hosting a Goose Whisper Party, which is going to be fun. So we're going to get everyone into the tent. We'll have it all going, and then we'll get people on the Goose Whisper, which will be good. So even if, even if they don't want to, we'll get them on the Goose Whisper. Yep, I saw that picture. That's why I knew you weren't with the healers. Also, Artisan Oil is £1 for 3 and takes up a month slot. But if you find other people flogging it off in the field, because I know a lot of artisans who don't fight, and I know there are artisans out there who have got like 50, 60 artisan oils that they just keep on building up. They just give them away. So if you get the chance of that. Oh, was it on the skirmish? Right, okay. Oh, that would explain that then. Okay. But no, it is a very good photo. So is it your profile picture yet? Because that's what you'll find. You get the best photo, and everyone, profile pictures slowly change. So, I mean, I'm very happy with my new face paint and everything. So it's all... So that's now become my profile picture, which is good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Right. I think, unless there's questions or anything else anyone else wants to say or bring up or anything like that, then I think I might call it there, to be honest. So, yeah, just a very, very solid event all round. And lots of good interaction. So here's the E1. I'm sure I'll see everybody there, even you, Craig, and get you coming over and stealing my bloody trade away. How dare you. So I'm going to get a feather mantle and necklace of 3 raven skulls for my Stormcrow garb. Yeah, kit is constantly growing, so that'll be good. That'll be good. So, but I think I'm going to call it here, people. I'm going to, completely forgot about that. I'll get a picture done of the banner when it's been washed, and I'll get it put up into the Marika Spear group thing. Are you in that? Are you, Rocky? I'm pretty sure you are. So, also, what do you need the picture for? What's it for, if I can ask? I will just sit here and wait, but so I will call this in a second when he's typed it in. Yep. It's not an answer, is it? But yeah, it will all go in there, and I do want to get more things put into the Marika Spear Facebook group, so and go from there. But I want to start doing, now we're in the long dark and that, I want to start doing more LARP chats and... Okay. Fair enough. Oh no, is that airstruck? That's fucking Alec. Oh no, no one likes him. Why is he here? How do I block people on this? So, right. But yeah, I'll get that photo put up there. That's not a worry, mate, at all. That's an upsetting turn of... What, you turning up, Alec? Yes, it is an upsetting turn of events. You missed a good one, mate. You were definitely missed, especially with Mac and Grim being arrested by the militia. I don't know if you've heard about this yet, but I've already brought this up. Mac then proceeded to get accused of another crime. No. So basically, I'll recap this one. Mac and Grim were on Twilight. We were running around doing everything. Mac was pretending to be a goose. Grim stole... Well, he didn't steal. Someone's... None of the... Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Alec. None of the fines, all of the execution. So, Grim picked up Aran's weapons that had just been left on the floor. Grim walked around, swinging them around. Not hitting anybody, not doing any harm or anything like that. So Aran saw this, picked up his other weapon, ran after Grim, cleaved him in the back, in the chest, and put him down onto his bleed count. Someone from the Brass Coast came running over, stood over Grim, bringing the unstable nut job. He's nothing compared to me. He then, this Brass Coast guy stood over Grim, thinking he's protecting him from someone who's tried to murder him. Mac looked up, saw this, went running over with his mace, beat the shit out of the Brass Coaster, and then Mac got put down by Aran himself as well. Both Mac and Grim lying on the floor, bleeding out, holding hands, like the wonderful couple they are. Basically, they all got picked up and everything, yada yada yada. Went off to battle. The following day, Mac and Grim, we both get back to the camp and we get told everyone had to do much smoothing over, but mainly Yana. We get told that the militia have come looking for us. We go off, find the militia. They say, yeah, basically, the Brass Coaster has come and told us that he was assaulted. And all of this, we explain it all. Big misunderstandings, but it's like, yeah, the militia don't deal in misunderstandings. So, even though Aran is the one who did everything wrong, Mac had to pay the fine. Mac was the only one acting virtuously as well, which was great. Doesn't happen too often. So that happened. Mac, they bumped into the Brass Coaster, it all happened to. Mac paid him 2 crowns. The militia were happy with the resolvement of that, and that was good. Then some bloke comes running over and says, pointing at me and going, that's the guy I was talking about. He's the one who stabbed up a child outside the Senate building. Nope, not me. Obviously, absolutely nothing to do with me. So it all got quite nasty from there, and that. So, but it was pretty, yeah. So essentially, you would have been called on quite a lot last event. Absolute carnage, mate. Absolute carnage. You could have potentially executed a Mac and Grim. So it would have been hilarious. Not for us, but everyone else around. And then this is what happens when I leave you, pretty much. Well, then you get Arhan as well. Yeah, on virtuous grounds and for being an idiot, Aran was... oh, look at that handsome devil. You had Aran who left everything everywhere. And... got away with it all. So essentially it was all his fault. He assaulted 2 people. He was an idiot, left his weapons lying around everywhere. He was just dumb. So, but yeah, it was pretty brutal, to be honest. But it was, that part of it all was really fun. Really, really good fun. So, but yeah, you've missed a cracking event. You really did. Oh yeah, and then Arhan, with it all, witnessing it all, then turned round and declared that he wanted to get Mac and Grim inquisited as well on for lack of wisdom. So that was fun too. So it was a great event. Are you are you going to be at E1 next year? Do you think? Because hopefully you're there, and hopefully all this malicious stuff buggered off. Especially especially for my sake, anyway. So, but yeah, probably the best event for quite a while, to be honest. Probably, hopefully, no excuses. Yeah, this is all of the photos that are up were from some of the photos from E2 and a lot of the photos were from E3. So oh god, that's me. Yeah, yeah. These are all the photos are from Lisa Curtis. She's given me permission to use it all. So E2, some from E2, a lot from E3, and that. So I just picked out a load and put them on. So it's good. Well, you need to go. The links on the screen, Rocky. You can see everything on there. So who are you, Xena Caliber? But right, yeah, the battle on Sunday. That was a mess. That was an absolute clusterfuck. Charlie Lane, Lass, who plays the. Ah, right. Wonderful. Yeah, we were. Yeah. I'll talk about the battle then. Yes, yeah. The thing I tried to tell you about with the owls, that was fun. We were fighting against the Jotun, and we were outnumbered. We were fucked essentially. Got a few good hits in on the line. They had a couple of frost giants. I nearly took a frost giant to the face. They were a good 9 feet tall, these things, and had two massive hands that they every time if they hit a weapon it was shatter. If they hit you, it was strike down. It was a mess. So one of the hands when it because I was those eyes just looking so. Yeah, I got your message. I was getting everything sorted. I was going to reply to it after this. So, but yeah, we did the. I was provoking these ice giants, and there was a guy who had all of the hair in front of his face. He looked absolutely insane, and he was screaming and shouting at everybody, and it was fucking amazing. And he was taking all these huge swings at people. He took out like 3 people in one hit because it was just like strike down, strike down, strike down. And then I'm stood there just like being all cocky and that. It's like he hit Sigvald I think twice, and Sigvald didn't. I don't think he came back after that. Um, But yeah, Sigvald was there, and this fist sort of like swung in front of my face. I felt the breeze just nicely going as it's like right in front of my nose. It was awesome. The battle was an absolute clusterfuck, though. We were there to protect some yeomen and some yo folk, and everybody left. They got left alone a lot. And we were being told, no, you come back into the fort, protect us, because everybody just sort of like went off to do their own thing. So, and I have to admit, I was guilty of that as well. I wanted to get stuck into as many fights as I possibly could. But the whole thing was a mess. So it was, eventually it wasn't a complete failure. It was a partial failure because we held the fort for a while. We killed a frost giant, and we actually saved some of the yo folk. So we did all that bit was all right, but there were places where it was just a mess, an absolute mess. Um, but those sorts of ones make it even more fun. Like the one where Max saved Grim. Grim was on the floor dying, and Max stood over him fighting off a few orcs as a physic was trying to. Oh, look, the beautiful couple. Um, as they were trying to fight, as a physic was trying to pick Grim up, and it was that was an absolute mess. But that was one of my favourite battles I've ever fought in. So, but yeah, then we had these visions that were going around of the ice flame, which was very, very interesting. And that's what I was trying to say to Adelia. So, but all the owls were involved. But I've been told that I believe Yana got to Adelia first and talked to her about everything anyway. So it wasn't a really big deal. I spoke to the egregore, and I've potentially got other bits and bobs of plot to get on with, and get to run around and rescue some relics and magic-y type bits and bobs. But like I say, as long as I get to kick the crap out of stuff, I'm quite happy, really. So, but yeah, absolute. Yeah, the owls were way too much for that conversation. Especially, yeah, yeah. It wasn't. That was an interesting bit of roleplay. That was. I was just like, I'll go away then. But it was good. It was very, very good. Um, yeah, it was a great one. It was a really, really good event. To be honest, the weather was fantastic, and everybody. Oh, don't apologise. It was really good. It was really good for me when I come to these sorts of. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it was their best event of the year. I generally find that when I come along to these things, it's those sorts of things, good or bad, that make the event. It's the little things that happen that you remember. That's what makes the event for you. So all I wanted was to turn up, get in a fight, do a few skirmishes, have a laugh and stuff. It's a legit roleplay effect. Please do tell me the vision though. I absolutely did not write it down, and defo wanna. Um, I don't know if I can on this, because I put the disclaimer up at the beginning is that everything I talk about here, no one knows in character. I might write you a letter. Skate. You skate.
That's what she sent me to.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, lots of people know about this ritual. There was, I can't remember Steve Cook's character name. Um, yeah, the events for next year are already out. Phil is Yana. She's on that picture, the one on the far right. So she's not in that picture, but you're in that picture. Yes, Stefan had the vision as well. So there you go. One on the left is Yana, is Phil. Yeah, so all the events are up. I'll be sending them off to a few people so that they all get to know what's going on as well. So everyone was looking into this vision. It seems like everyone's got different ideas of what the vision actually means as well. So it's going to be good because it's going to get a lot of people involved in it. Yes, you do. So I've got let's definitely do letters. Yeah, I will send you what I know then, and you get to E1 and be told that it's all wrong, because that's generally what happens with anything I get involved in. So, but it's a laugh. So I'll be probably dragging people off on hopefully a few skirmishes to go and find some magical relics next event. That's what I'm hoping anyway, because that's what I want to do now. Yeah, I'll be hopefully going off on a couple of skirmishes with the last person Mac wants to go on a skirmish with. So yeah, so Mac and Sigvald going off to do things together. So that'll be a laugh. I'm going to book my tickets for every event apart from me too. I'll be at every event again. So, but actually, a good thing as well is something that I'm going to be putting out into the Empire group. I don't know how many of you were aware of I did I did Comic Con earlier in the year, and I did a few LARP panels. I've been invited back to do it again, and I've got to get some different people involved. You don't plan on killing your character off though, right? What, me? God no! I've been playing Mac for 6 years. I'm going to be broken hearted when Mac's dead. I'll be an absolute mess. So I've got to get some. I'm doing a workshop as well on LARP characters from concept to reality. So if people want to give me a hand with that, I would like to take. I want to get a couple of things set up. So get a picture of someone before their kit's on, a little quote on how they come up with their character or anything about their character, to get them motivated or things like that, and then a picture of them in their character, so I could sort of fade from one to the other with the quote on it. So that's the sort of thing I want to do because I'm doing obviously for Comic Con in like just over a month's time in London. So I'll be doing that again. I think it's all being filmed as well. So I thank God I only just met him. That's the friendship I love. Well, you'll have to come over to Hurst Hall more and just avoid Mac when he's on drugs. Because I think that's generally a thing that they give to everybody. When you see Mac and Grim together, just, yeah, if they're on drugs, just leave them alone. Or just leave them to it. That's the best one. But I might have to invest in a goose horn now. Because that was so fucking funny. Literally just blowing in people's ears. So it was really, really good. I would love to see some people take some photos of Mac and Grim when they're on drugs, because that would be awesome. On drugs is the only reason I should be there. The laugh after every toot was the best. I'd tell you what, 99% of those giggles was genuine as well. I had a nice amount of alcohol. It was good. Mac's part of the furniture, staple part of the Empire experience. I think there should be a promo done. Come to Empire, do all of this sort of stuff. Here's Mac and Grim over there. Just like look, don't touch, sort of thing. But yeah, it was probably the drug experience this time around was. It was probably my favourite one, to be honest. Even with the getting the shit kicked out of us, that was hilarious. So much fun was had. The chuckles after everything, and sitting down and looking at Sigvald and. Oh no, we're not on Goose Whisper. We're all on Twilight, which is a euphoria drug. Nothing to do with Goose Whisper. This is another thing, and Mac and Grim are going to start dealing in it as well. But this was definitely the best, one of the best ones as well. We saw Sigvald and his girlfriend Gwen, and we literally just saw them as we took it, and we're just like, yeah, we're gonna go and disturb that lot, and we did. I remember blowing the goose horn in Sigvald's ear, then in Gwen's ear, and they had to separate. So we took one each, and we just annoyed them, annoyed everyone. I think I blew the horn in everyone's ear, not really loudly, just a gentle toot, and it just went off, and it just went downhill from there, like a Twilight goose. See, I am very curious as to what will happen if you mix them both. So I think that's going to be something that would have to occur, because we know what's happened with Goose Whisper and Bite, and it's a boring one. But Goose Whisper on Twilight, no idea. No idea on that one. But we're going to have a Mac and Grimm's Goose Whisper party next event. So, Alec, you'll get a mysterious invite, maybe even cleaved legs and carried, and you're going to be put into a Goose Whisper thing. Because you really know you want to be Calavasi, really. Oh man, the kids. See, that's what I'm hoping for. I want to do something like this, like maybe every other week or something. Get people actually come on and chat to me, and we can talk about Empire and stuff like that, just to keep everyone's keen going for 2/3 of a year. Just to keep people interested, just to keep it all going. So, as a Steiner, what does Deuce was? Yeah. Makes you a bit delally, or still have visions, yeah, and you get high. Goose Whisper is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Yeah, because Yana is going to be able to make Goose Whisper for the next event, and I'm pretty sure we've already got lots of the stuff needed. So we're going to get Goose Whisper made up. We'll get everyone into the tent. You just can't see the same visions as in a Calavasi gathering. Yeah, the Calavasi are weird like that. So we get all the good stuff, and the Steiner just sees stars, I guess, because you are all David Bowie, Starman. There's a star. No, I'm not singing. So. Yeah, I get 5 free Goose for this new title. I did promise Brom one. Oh my god. Did Alec, I don't know if you saw this as well, Craig. Bron Smith went off to a gin club for all of like the high rollers and stuff like that, for all of the all the power players and things like that in the game. He came back off his tits on gin. Fuck me. It was so funny. He literally would say something, stop, realise it's dumb, and then giggle like a 5-year-old girl. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen him do. He'd try to get involved in a serious conversation, realise it's dumb, giggle like a girl, and then go, oh god. It was priceless. It was so funny to see. So we'll be reminded of that. And then he turned up for the battle. So have you seen the picture of Smith in the photos where he just looks really, really tired, leaning on his spear rather? That was him dying after a battle. That was before a battle rather. He was gone. He was just really, really gone. It was brilliant. It was so funny to see. Oh yeah, he was still drunk. Well, he wasn't drunk when he went into the battle, but he was still under the effects of alcohol. But he was fully compos mentis. He really was. But yeah, it was really, really good. But I want to get. I don't know if the furry gore is going to be at the next. The feathery gore rather. The feathery gore is going to be at the next event. But I want to get. I want to get loads of people into the Hirschtal tent on Goose Whisper, and then grab a ref and just go, we're doing this. Please sit here and just tell us what we're all seeing, just so that we can all do something like that together. Because I think it's when you get all the Calavasi go off to do it, I think a lot of people watch what's happening and they all get a bit, I feel a little bit left out. Whereas Mac and Grimm are very much about sharing the love. Want to get everyone involved. Want to get people all involved in stuff. We don't like keeping plot to ourselves. We want to get people involved. So we want to get everyone, as many people as we can involved. Well, I say not as many, because if we did that, we'd have like 100 people in the tent. Or trying to get into the tent. My next character I'm aiming for is Calavasi. See, everyone goes Swamp Witch, and I've gone Swamp Barbarian. Because that's pretty much what I am. So everyone's going all crows and all of this sort of stuff. Mac has gone animal totems, but he's very much he agrees with the way of the bear sort of thing. So yeah, if they do something, they're going to do it, and they're going to throw themselves wholeheartedly into it. So that's where Mac has come from the Navarre and stuff like that. So it's enabled me to keep a lot of my kit from the Navarre, which is fine and good, but it means that Mac can then become a proper Calavesi berserk barbarian type. I managed to get the whole drooling and stuff like that down in the last battle as well. So like breathing through my teeth and everything like that. The looks I was getting off of some people on the front line was awesome. So it was, yeah. So he's very much the whole. You do something, you stick with it, you commit to it, you do it wholeheartedly. You don't do anything half-assed. So do it. So now him and Grim saying we're gonna have a Goose Whisper party. We're gonna do it wholeheartedly. Get 15 people and go. Come with us. Come with us. Go, Alfred. Come with us. Let's let's go. You don't want to come? All right, Cleve. Right over the shoulder. Let's go this way now. I think that after developing some Lawman RP and getting some comfortable with my improv, I'd like to flex those muscles a little bit more with my future characters. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, you've missed out on Rochar's last season. She's coming back next season as a Calavesi mystic. So yeah, so the Calavesi are getting a big push at the moment. So it's yes, she is. She's retiring Rochar. Yeah, Sky readings were fantastic. Mac had his first Sky reading 3 years ago, 2 years ago, when he was a Navari, and then he had it done again on Saturday just gone. So it was really good, really good to see. Yana is doing another sort of Sky reading through candle wax and stuff. So that'll be good. So there's people out in the fields who do cards. My last one was done by Shaman's assistant, and he was fantastic. I wonder what she was on about. I was like, oh, Rocha. Yeah, that's it. No more Rocha. So yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna be the same, but you're gonna have a tall Calavesi, another Calavesi in Ashenhall, which is gonna be good. Get more of us. Bummer, but yeah, more mystics. Yeah, yeah. I was a bit disappointed on the Friday night Calavesi thing because the dog faced one. He stood there and we were constantly looking at each other. Anytime he was talking about fighting and stuff like that, we always had the eye contact and stuff like that. And he like head down, he was marching towards me. And then some pricks sort of like just stepped right in front of me and took the vision, took the piece of paper, role play effects, all of that stuff, and walked off with it all. And I was just like, well, fuck you then, mate. Thanks. I was gonna get all of that, but never mind. These things happen. But it was, yeah, it was interesting. Definitely interesting. So, still. Alright. I think I was planning on calling it time about 50 minutes ago. So I think I will call it here. So thanks everyone for turning up. Thanks everyone for chatting. It's been really good. I'll just get rid of all of that stuff. So I am going to do these again. So if people have any ideas of what they want to talk about or they want to hear about, I should say, or maybe get involved in and stuff like that, then chuck me a message on Bookface or Twitter or anything like that, um, then it would be good. Thank you for continuing the. I'm going to see if I can continue the Keen all the way through the Long Dark and see what we can do. So, but yeah, if people want to hear about anything at all, I'm more than happy to dig into it. I'm getting players involved, so I want to do like chats with other players and stuff. So I've got Navarre Sophie. She's going to come along and we're going to do a little chat probably in the next week or two and continue all the Keen. Keep it all going, keep us all laughing and just enjoying the game. All right. So, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for following as well. That's huge. Um, and yeah, I'll be doing this again soon. So, yeah, thanks everyone for chatting away. It's been great. And I'll speak to you all soon. Take care and bye bye.